Okay, picture this. What if the most powerful organizations on Earth were planning a deception so massive, so psychologically advanced, that it could change humanity forever? And what if I told you that plan was already in motion? Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the wildest and most elaborate conspiracy theories out there, Project Bluebeam. It all starts with a pretty chilling question, doesn't it? What if the most complex psychological operation ever dreamed up wasn't just a plot from some sci-fi novel? What if it was happening right now, in 2025? According to the people who believe in this, the groundwork has been laid, the tech is finally in place, and, well, the curtain is just about to rise. And this whole theory, it has a name, Project Bluebeam. It's this fascinating and honestly pretty disturbing story of manufactured gods, faked invasions, and the quest for ultimate control. So let's dive into what it is, where it came from, and why its followers believe it's more relevant now than ever before. So what is it, really? At its heart, Project Bluebeam is the idea of a massive conspiracy to unite the entire world under one single authoritarian government. But the method they propose, it's not war, it's not politics, it's a spectacular, planet-wide hoax designed to manipulate the beliefs of every single person on Earth. All right, so where did this all come from? You have to go back to 1994. A journalist named Serge Monast claimed he'd uncovered this secret NASA plan. Now, he was widely dismissed at the time, but then, just 2 years later, he suddenly died of a heart attack. And that fueled all kinds of suspicion among his followers who claimed his research was deliberately scrubbed. Fast forward to today, and proponents are pointing to 2025 as a critical year, arguing that the technology has finally caught up to the ambition of the plan. Now, according to Monast, this wasn't just some vague concept. Oh no, this was a highly structured 4-phase plan, a detailed blueprint for taking over the world through deception. And the alleged plan? It is wildly specific. It unfolds in 4 distinct phases. Step 1, you destabilize all the world's existing religions by faking these massive archaeological discoveries. Step 2, you project a giant holographic sky show for the whole world to see, featuring figures like Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha, who then all merge into one new global savior. Phase 3, this is where it gets even more sci-fi. You reinforce this new belief using something called extremely low frequency waves, basically a kind of broadcast telepathy, to make people genuinely believe that God is speaking directly inside their heads. And the grand finale? A staged alien invasion to create enough worldwide panic that a unified world government seems like the only sane solution. I know what you're thinking. Holographic gods and fake alien invasions? It sounds like something straight out of a blockbuster movie. And back in 1994, it was basically pure science fiction. But let's take a hard look at the world we're living in today. See, proponents of the theory argue that what was once total fantasy is now becoming, well, feasible. They point to a bunch of modern tech and political developments as potential evidence that the infrastructure for something like Bluebeam is being assembled right under our noses. And this is where believers start connecting the dots. The theory, written back in the 90s, called for advanced holograms. And today, they point to the massive drone light shows, like the ones in Dubai, that can create these incredibly complex images right in the open sky. The theory needed a globally coordinated event in the heavens. Well, they point to projects like Japan's Sky Canvas, which is literally designed to use satellites to create artificial meteor showers on demand. The question they're asking is, are these just for entertainment, or are they test runs? And the connections they draw go even deeper. They look at SpaceX's Starlink, this giant web of thousands of satellites blanketing the globe, and they see a potential delivery system. They point to the US government, after decades of denial, suddenly holding congressional hearings and publicly acknowledging UAPs. And then there are whispers of classified military programs, like this alleged Operation Starfall, which proponents claim is designed to broadcast messages or images from space across the entire planet during a crisis. To a skeptic, these are all totally unrelated things, but to a believer, they're all pieces of a puzzle, and they're starting to fall into place. And all of this brings us to that constant stream of viral videos. You know the ones, showing strange lights and weird phenomena over cities all around the world. Yeah, they're often dismissed as just drones or satellites, but the theory asks a really provocative question. Are these just random sightings, or are they rehearsals for a much, much bigger show? This all leads us to the central, really unsettling question at the heart of Project Bluebeam. In an age where we can literally manufacture reality,
What happens when our perception of the divine can be engineered?
Now, of course, skeptics are rightly demanding proof, and let's be clear, there is no concrete evidence that any such plan actually exists. But this is where the theory becomes almost impossible to disprove, because it has this powerful built-in defense. A truly perfect psychological operation would seem so absurd that nobody would take it seriously. Right up until the moment it works.
So just imagine, you look up one night and you see something truly impossible in the sky. A glowing figure, a fleet of lights moving in perfect, unnatural sync. The theory forces you to ask, are you witnessing a miracle or a meticulously crafted design?
Ultimately, whether you see Project Bluebeam as a prophetic warning or just pure science fiction, it taps into a very real, very modern anxiety. I mean, we live in a world of deepfakes, AI-generated realities, and targeted misinformation. The line between what's true and what's deception is getting blurrier every single day. The theory might be about a faked alien invasion, but it leaves us all with a question that's much closer to home. In this new reality, how can you be sure anything is real anymore?